Hello, hello, hello. It's been a long time, but I'm back. So I was going to be interviewing Ken Keller, the creator of black of wow, I have too many color uh titles. Black Blossom, Alpha Red, Red Talon. Too many colors. But Ken Keller, the creator of Red Talon, he has a campaign going on for Red Talon issue 4. I posted the Kickstarter link, but um, it's funny that I was just talking to Ken a few hours ago, and he is not on. So what I can do is I can start talking about his campaign. Cross my fingers that he shows up. Kind of a bummer. Maybe he fell asleep. Um, so I'm going to share my screen, and we're going to look at his campaign. Okay. All right. Well, let's play his intro for his campaign. I know it's pretty cool. Awesome. Okay, well, looks like he's at 791 right now. He met his target goal. Let's see here. So we're going to go through some of his campaign here. So, who is Red Talon? Red Talon is Tom Walker, a superhuman ninja trained by Ravenwolf. He's taking down a shadow government known as Dark. This is the best time to jump into the Red Talon universe for new readers. Collect issue 1 through 3, along with issue 4 and other great reward tiers. So this is a cover by Brian Dawson, and he is he's a great artist that we love working with. And he did the cover. The colors are by Federico. All right. I know this issue, a lot of cool stuff happens. He ends up joining this more public team, which results in a lot of interesting problems that he didn't foresee. That comes with fame and who they work for. Usually not having to answer to anyone. He's not used to that. Some cool artwork here. Now, these are some new members of this team, this public team that he joins. He also gets a new costume, which is very cool. That character is called Golden Bullet, I believe. He also gets some new weapons. Now, I believe he'll still have his katana blades, but he gets some tomahawks or hatchets, however you want to call them. He also gets some wings to his suit. Those are the 4 members of this new team that he is recruited for. And if you guys remember what happened in issue 3, he was captured by the villain Burning Skull, which was a very exciting issue. Those are the wings that he gets. Let's see. A little more on this. In this book, Red Talon meets a huge cast of new supporting heroes and villains, learning more about the nefarious games of Red Talon's Ultimate Enemy, Burning Skull. That's a variant cover right there. Who are these mysterious figures? Learn about these all new characters in Book 4 of Red Talon, with original designs of this group coming from Brian Dawson. Let's see. His legacy for Red Talon continues into issue 4. See his amazing takes on several Red Talon's new enemies and allies. Again, this is going to be a virgin cover, so it won't have a logo or numbers or anything. It'll just be that. Here's some more rewards. Looks like that might be a print. Some more character designs. There's Ken. That's what he would have looked like if he would have been here. Let's see. I know Ken is an hour ahead of me, but we had planned for that. Let's look at some of the tiers before I start talking. So looks like the digital copy is $5. Catch up single issue $10. So you get physical copies of Red Talon 1 through 3 for $10. Let's see. Red Talon the book, physical copy is $10. Limited edition Red Talon 4 beta cover $15. Limited Red Talon number 4 Charlie cover. I don't know if that's named after the artist. Digital collector's pack 1 through 4 for $20. That's a good one. Alpha beta Charlie. Oh, I get it. Charlie is the so he's going Alpha Beta Charlie for issue 1, 2, and 3 for $20. The Fearsome 4-pack for $30. That's Red Talon 4 physical books. And you can have them signed, it looks like. Black and white 16 variant Red Talon ink. So must be page 16. That's cool. Let's take a look. Can we see that? I don't want to leave the page, but thought we could zoom in on that. Alpha Beta Charlie, all 3 Red Talon number 4 covers for $35. So that's the Virgin, the beta cover, and the main alpha cover. Golden Age Hero, Brian Dawson artwork. Okay, so for Red Talon 4, Brian Dawson did 4 original concepts of all new characters found in the story. These black and white concepts are wicked cool. Comes with free Red Talon number 4 physical alpha cover shipped to you. Digital copy of Red Talon 4 emailed to you. And Brian Dawson's Red Talon Christmas print emailed to you as digital wallpaper. For $40, Red Talon 1 through 3. 2 variants, $40. Let's see. I think that's the bottom. So there's 14 days to go on this campaign. It's 20 backers. Now I know a lot of you guys have collected Red Talon, and I know you need this issue for your collection, and supporting it will really help Brian Dawson will really help Ken make more issues. I know he has a lot of cool stuff planned for his upcoming issues past issue 4. A lot of cool stuff. So the more you guys can support him, the more Red Talon books will be coming out. So he really needs your help. Ken's a great guy. I'll tell a little story on how I encountered Ken. So I was visiting my dad in Florida, and we're real busy because he was in the hospital. He's fine now. And at the time, um, we had just done a lot of that. It was rainy day, and I wanted to check out this Florida comic book store. It was rather large, and I thought it would be a nice reprieve from all the stuff going on with my dad. So I went into the shop. You'll have to forgive me, I forgot the name of the shop, but um, I went in, I was looking, there was a ton, it was like a huge warehouse of a comic shop. And I just happened to notice ne- near the register off to the side wall, there was a little shelf, maybe about this big, and it said local comics. And, you know, a few of them weren't very good, but it, they had Ken's first issue of Red Talon. And at the time, I knew the artist who drew his cover because I had hired him before, and his name was I think I want to say David Jackson, if I'm getting that right. So I I picked it up, and just out of coincidence that it was an artist that I had worked before, um, and this was a local artist, so it was an indie book, and the artist was somebody I had worked with before. So I decided to pick up the book. I mean, no brainer. So picked it up, took it home, read it, and I believe Ken had his email in there. And I looked up on Facebook, and I told him, "Hey, I bought your book. I was in town. I publish comics. I'm a comic creator myself. It was very cool, getting to check out um, a local artist. Um, It was very fun book. Like your character." And he said, "Oh, let me hear more about this. So you do comic?" And I said, "Yeah, Starcross Comics is a group of creators, and at the time we must have been at like uh, maybe 10 creators in Starcross. Right now we're at 14 creators, and Ken was probably one of the first." Um, outside our Midwestern area of creators to come into Starcross. And he said, "Yeah, I'd be interested in joining Starcross." And I thought, wow, he seems like a real nice guy. And luckily, I was right. And Ken's been great to work with. Um, I know he created Red Talon with his dad. Some of the other characters he created with some of his friends and some of his in laws and some of his cousins. So his book is very, it's created by him and his dad and extended family, are co-creators of a lot of the characters. And I, I know he has a lot of really cool elements coming into play down the line, down the road with his book. But Ken's just been great in Starcross. He's always been up for crossovers. He's always been up for promotion. Um, when I've visited Florida, after that, we would meet up, talk about comics. Ken's like the nicest guy. He also has a band, so check out his Facebook, Instagram. He's got a band, and he puts some time into that as well. Um, So he's a very talented guy. He also was working on a novel for Red Talon. Um, he's going to be in Biblical Proportions number 2, um, as in Red Talon will be, and also some of the other characters within the Red Talon book, Telepore, Night Eye, um, and some of the other characters. Um, he's also in an upcoming crossover called Apocalypse Run, and that book is going to feature Red Talon among some of the other Starcross characters. He's also going to be in Biblical Proportions number 3 and 4. That's how long the miniseries is going to go. And he's also going to be in, if we can get it worked on, he's going to be in a a team up. Actually, two team ups. One of them that I can mention is this team up called Girls on Fire, and it features four of our female characters from different books. And Night Eye from Red Talon is in that book, and Evan David is writing that book, so that's going to be real cool. Thanks, Sean. Sean's the creator of Pillowman and Blanket Boy. He loves Red Talon. I know he drew this really cool beginning sketch and partially ink of Red Talon, which is looking really cool. I love Sean's artwork. Sean's continuing adventures of Pillowman and Blanket Boy #1 will be coming out soon on crowdfunding platform of his choosing. That is not to be confused with Pillowman and Blanket Boy 1 through 3. That was a mini series. So the continuing adventures of Pillowman and Blanket Boy is the new continuing series. It's not a remastered or re-release. And yeah, we have a lot of new books coming out. Alpha Red was a book that we were able to bring into Starcross. James Ewan is a great creator, very, very talented, very capable creator in marketing and art. He drew all of Alpha Red. That's a great title. My friend Dan Warshko, he has a lot of new books that were released on starcrosscomics.com, as well as a new book called Redhead, which will be dropping on starcrosscomics.com any day now. I actually have Erg the Battler #4, which is the final installment, at least of this miniseries. At the printer, it should be being sent Monday. Also, Alpha Red 3 will be released the end of this month on starcrosscomics.com. So we have a lot of 514. Thanks, Sean. So May 14th will be the launch date of Pillowman and Blanket, or the continuing adventures of Pillowman and Blanket Boy #1. So that's May 14th. I will be releasing the Indiegogo campaign for Biblical Proportions #2 very soon. I ended up missing my window back in December, and I've been waiting for everybody's campaigns because I didn't want to run over anyone who was launching, since I didn't keep my release date was due to wanting to be on a certain YouTube show for a release. So I waited and I waited and I waited, and I didn't get on there to do a release party. So then I was well into January, and I didn't want to run over other people's campaigns that were set up for that time slot. Biblical Proportions #2 is done and will be released as soon as I can. But that book is done. We just did a campaign on fundmycomic.com, with Luke Stone, his character Trash Man, and my character Starstruck, which is called Starcross Team Up #1, and will be available soon on starcrosscomics.com as soon as we finish fulfilling the campaign. Luke Stone is nice enough to be fulfilling that currently. And let's see, we will be at C2E2. I believe, is that next week? I think that's next week coming up. No, not this weekend, but the following weekend. Yeah. Evan David will also be at C2E2 with Ben Avery. And I'm sure they're going to have a lot of cool stuff. He's probably going to have copies of the Chosen comic book that he was able to novelize from the show, or comic book eyes. Also, don't forget that Nicholas Gear's campaign for the Relentless Tin Soldier #3 is it has ended on Indiegogo, but it is still going on fundmycomic.com. So if you haven't backed the Relentless Tin Soldier #3, please go over to fundmycomic.com and show Nick some support so he can make issue 4. That's usually our main goal, is to be funded so we can ideally to be funded for the money we put into that book, and then have money left over to invest into the next book and to just keep it going. Let's see. Evan David is continuing to do new issues of Black Blossom in black and white digitally until he's able to color those. So we're looking forward to that continuing saga. But yeah, so we have a lot going on at Starcross. James is gonna. I know he's working on eventually issue 6 of Alpha Red. So that'll be the new one. Right now he's pushing out the trying to get more support for his release of his trade paperback for Alpha Red. I believe you can go on alpharedcomic.com to see the trade paperback, which looks really cool. We're trying to find out a way to put out trade paperbacks that aren't an arm and a leg, because printing them are very expensive. And I'm talking to some other local printers to see what they can do for me. But, they're running like, between, $15 to $20 cost. So that really marks up the book. And we don't, that's a lot to spend on a trade. So we're trying to find some other avenues that we can get maybe more limited amounts, and then we see how they sell. If they sell like hotcakes, then we're going to order more. Some people want floppies, 20, 24, 32-page books. But some people love those 100-page books, 200-page books, 300-page books. We do have some 300-page books, but they are very expensive, and we don't know if people are willing to drop, $30, $50 for a book. So we're trying that out. We're also trying out, we have our prints, we have our trading cards. We usually have those at our local conventions. We will be doing Oshkosh, Wisconsin Comic Con coming up in a few months. We'll also be doing some Kenosha, Wisconsin Comic Cons. So we have a lot of shows coming up. We're trying to get back into the convention circuit. And usually those local shows in Wisconsin, in the Milwaukee area, are Adrian Fernandez, who does Corn Dog, Randiggity, or Randy, who does Gentleman Bones. He also does Ebengard. And Dan Warshko, who does Dreamboat, Welcome to Catharsis, and Black Hole Bubblegum, which is in the Ad Hoc Adventures series. So that's the local crew. That's who you'll find if you go to a convention and check us out. Um, so that that is the news broadcast for Starcross Comics currently. As always, we have a lot of secret projects that we don't talk about, but we're always trying to, promote each other. So I want to have James on again. I want to have Nicholas on again. James will be the first time on the show. Nicholas has been on here about 3 times, maybe. But yeah, I'd love to have Sean on here for Pillowman. I don't know if he usually does YouTube shows. I've had Evan on here before. I'd love to have Randy and Adrian on here to talk about their books. But yeah, hopefully next time we'll have more guests. I'd love to just invite the guys on and we'll talk about our books, talk about comics, talk about shows coming up, talk about what we like and don't like. Conventions can be really fun and hilarious on the different people you deal with and different situations. But check us out in the Midwest area for new shows. Please check out Red Talon. I'm going to play the animated video one more time before we say goodbye. Let me bring it back up here. Just Here we go. Check it out one more time here. How do I play the video? Here we go. Let me refresh this. Here we go. Okay. Well, guys, I think I did a pretty good job filling in the space when my guest didn't show up. So, again, don't take it out on Ken. We hope he's okay. Please check out the campaign. I posted a link in the comments. Please come back. We'll have more guests next time, and we'll be able to take questions and talk about Starcross Comics, talk about the comic industry, talk about the convention circuit, making indie comics, our characters, our storylines, all that great stuff. Please, again, make sure to keep watching StarcrossComics.com and follow us on Instagram, Facebook. Check me out at Joe Spicer and at Starcross Comics on all platforms. And hope to do this show more often. All right, guys. Take care.